Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, and this is your Cannabis Business Podcast. Today, we are live at the World Trade Center in Seattle talking about Budtenders. They're the critical link between bankruptcy and billions. Today, we're here with some fascinating guests. And so we're going to jump right into our panelists here. First, we have Alec Langston. He's a budtender at Dockside Cannabis. Alec has been a cannabis enthusiast for several years and has been budtending for about 3 years now. His passion is educating people about cannabis and budtending, which has been a great outlet for that, being a budtender. His goal is to help as many people and experience this wonderful plant as possible. His favorite part of the cannabis industry is changing that perception of cannabis skeptics and watching customers benefit from the guidance that's incredibly rewarding. And he's looking forward to developing within this industry and meeting new people along the way. We also have Yeager, CEO of LemonHaze.com. LemonHaze is a cannabis tech platform with a history of presenting industry data and more recently hosting events with a focus on budtenders, which is providing innovative and relevant education, networking opportunities, and business exchanges along with nationally recognized entertainers who have a prominent voice in the normalization and growth of recreational cannabis industry. Ashley is a budtender at Green Lady Pot Shop in Olympia. She's a budtender in Olympia with a medical marijuana certificate. Rebecca Berry is a senior account manager at Wurk. Wurk is an all-in-one workforce management solution for highly regulated markets, including the cannabis industry. They've created an intuitive application to manage payroll, HR, timekeeping, and tax compliance with everything you need to streamline operations, reduce labor costs, and minimize regulatory risk. And also, remotely is Claire Kaufmann, Director of Client Services at Brightfield Group. Claire's nationally known CBD and cannabis business and marketing strategist. She currently works as the Director of Client Services at the Brightfield Group, an industry-leading CBD and cannabis market research firm. Claire has worked in the CBD and cannabis space for the past 7 years. She's worked in-house for vertically integrated cannabis companies and formerly as a Northwest Regional Director for BDS Analytics. Claire has also recently served on the OLCC, Recreational Marijuana Business Council in Oregon. Her take on the future trends of the cannabis industry and the question facing marketers and entrepreneurs are sought out by national and international media, cannabis industry leaders, and key players in the traditional marketing world. I'd like to thank everybody for being on board and being on the Talking Hedge podcast. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And about the World Trade Center, the World Trade Center Tacoma grows trade and investment by providing direct access to the largest business network in the world with 300 offices in 99 countries. The World Trade Center in Tacoma is a lone trade service center for the Pacific Northwest. They have seminars and award ceremonies, conferences that can generate contacts and contracts. Trade research can clarify opportunities, and their matchmaking can turn those opportunities into trade. One of the things that I like about the World Trade Center is it gives me peace of mind knowing that I can use international guarantees or bank guarantees as a member. And also the e-commerce export store, they've partnered with Alibaba, which is translated into 18 languages and provides an opportunity to sell your product online internationally to hard-to-reach places like Asia. And so just jumping right into some of these questions, I basically want to start off with a broad understanding of what a budtender is. So a budtender provides customer service to all patients and customers in medical and recreational dispensaries. They use a point of sale system and other technologies to ensure all cannabis sales are properly tracked. They provide information to customers on product choices, consumption methods, compliance, and safety, and remain up to date on all cannabis regulations to ensure compliance. What's your favorite product, and what is the number one product you're seeing customers buying?
Well, this is Claire Kaufmann from Brightfield Group. I think it really depends what customer group we're talking about because different kinds of customers want different kinds of products and different kinds of potency and are willing to spend different amounts of money on those products. So on the whole, we're still seeing flower dominate sales, but just barely. I think to echo what was said, cartridges are the next biggest category. In states like California, they're already eclipsing flower in terms of revenue. I also think we're seeing a lot of evolution with regard to edibles. I wouldn't say that it's, of course, like one of the top performing ones, but in terms of category velocity, edibles is seeing some growth. And I think also we're seeing some run for your money in terms of some of the CBD products, or at least the low dose or microdosing products. I don't know if others have also experienced that, but that's what I see.
Rebecca, anything to add to that?
I mean, I think we're definitely seeing an increase, at least in my market, with CBD products and the expansion of that. There's to Claire's point too, it just depends on your consumer and the market that you're in and, really what their needs are. So I see a lot of growth across the board. I think some of the challenges we came into last year with edibles in Seattle kind of put a slowdown on that. However,
Yes.
I do see an increase for sure.
My favorite product is definitely hard to say, but I think a lot of the Fair Winds products specifically I'm really impressed with, especially the PM Relief 300 tincture. It's a high CBD tincture focused on nighttime pain relief and sleep. And why I like the product is because it not only utilizes cannabinoids, but terpenes and other plant extracts to help give specific effects. And just as a product, it is very well rounded and can be used by a range of uses, right?
What is the number one product you're seeing customers buying?
I think cartridges are a big seller. Cartridges are a big seller because of their ease of use and convenience. They don't smell as much as a normal flower would. I think cartridges, just because of their ease of use and convenience, is such a big thing for our market currently.
We see a lot of pre-rolls being sold, a lot of concentrates are popular. And then on the flip side, to Claire's point, I think there's a lot of CBD, and that the tinctures and topicals aren't being sold as much. You can see that in the numbers, but inferring on that data or lack of data, I think has a lot to do with the fear factor, if you will, people not wanting to go into a dispensary for the fear of the unknown. And so they're going to go and find, some isolate, which has been called hot dog water on this podcast before. And so I think that as education comes out, we'll see a lot more of those products increase in terms of sales and transaction sizes. But in the meantime, there's definitely an increase in those minor cannabinoids like CBG, CBN, and eventually THCV.
What we did for our market research is we went and we stood outside of larger shops, Uncle Ike's, Have a Heart, Clear Choice in Bremerton, Satori, Lucid, and we always asked at least a group of 10 people to have a minimum statistic, and we asked them if they knew what they were looking for that day, and then when they walked out, we asked if they made the selection of what the Budtender recommended, and that's where we were really able to gauge that 50% margin for our numbers, where guests of the retail shops were listening to the Budtenders recommendation.
And with that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge. I want to thank all my guests for being here with the Budtender panel. That's Alec Langston. He's a Budtender at Dockside Cannabis. Brian Yeager right here, CEO of lemonhaze.com. We have Ashley Hirchert, Budtender at Green Lady Pot Shop in Olympia. On the line with us is Rebecca Berry, Senior Account Manager at Wurk. And also on the line with us is Claire Kaufmann, Director of Client Services at Brightfield Group.
Previously recorded is Tom Geiger, Communications Director of a union in Seattle, UFCW 21. Also, Kara Bradford and David Moret, co-founders at Viridian Staffing. And Zahra Kohl and Tyler Nesterenko of Budtenders Ball.
So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out.